How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, we do this 5 days out of the work week. Maybe you had a long, maybe you had a stressful day, or maybe it was a market conditions. Well, you came to watch this video, plus hear one of my corny jokes. Here it comes. Why do they serve yogurt at museums? Because it's cultured. I know, stupid. But anyway, what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN, which ended up having a green day in the market. We're going to be talking about it further. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We want to take a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance, and we already know how choppy the markets have been. So we want to look out for those key levels. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information. We want to see our shorts still heavily vested in this play. We're going to find out. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. Were institutions loading up on shares of OCGN today? Part of the reasons why we want to know, because we know there's a big time catalyst that is coming, and this could signal something very bullish. And then when all of that is done, we'll go into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for OCGN. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $7.55, being up 1.48%. On the low, it tested $7.43, and then on the high, testing $7.70. When we take a look at our volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 7.291 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 16.914 million shares. So even though we did have below average volume on the day, we ended up seeing some strength in the overall stock price. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a 1-year daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is at 52.38, so it's pretty much right there in the middle. When we take a look at our moving averages on the chart, we continue to have strength above the 200-day, but one thing that I really love to see, and you guys know that already, we were able to close above the 21-day EMA. We have been very consistent using this as an area of support, so this is one thing to keep in mind, especially since we are awaiting the update in regards to WHO. So this type of price action is something you shouldn't be mad at. As far as for the high on the day, we ended up getting to $7.70 before seeing some resistance and some selling pressure. Due to the fact the markets were fairly volatile, I was not surprised about this whatsoever. Do keep in mind, there wasn't too long ago, especially taking into consideration we have resistance at 788. So going into tomorrow, if the markets are looking strong, we want to see us being able to get past $7.70 and be able to get to that move going into the 780 area. And then going further from there, you guys already know I want to see that $8 level. It has easily become a psychological level for OCGN. We haven't touched this area as of late. So do keep in mind, if we do end up passing this area, we can look forward to seeing a lot of momentum here. If we do decide to pull back due to the fact the markets have been volatile, then I'm going to want to see us use support here right at the 50-day at $7.34. And if that decides to break through, they're going to be looking for some strength right here around the 720 area. And again, this is another area where we've closed and have shown to have support in the past. So let's see how it goes going down tomorrow. So we're on Fintel. We're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for OCGN. So scrolling down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So what we can see for a recent filing for the 21st, we have Yang Heng Capital Management that went in with a put. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.3 million, updated 12 minutes ago. And then for the short ball fee rate, it is at 2.39%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 17th, which was last week Friday, it was at 45.69, and then the close for yesterday, it was at 54.31. So the shorts are definitely heavily vested in OCGN, and they are increasing their positions. So they are bearish in regards to OCGN actually coming through with the catalyst with the WHO approval. It's very clear about that. But one thing to keep in mind, this is nothing new whatsoever, and it's part of the reasons why you want to have high conviction if you're inside of this play, so you can stomach a lot of the volatility. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for OCGN. So we could see here on the inflow is at 11,038, and then on the outflow is at 11,441. So we had an outflow day, but not a big difference at all. So we had 0 on the large for both. On the medium, we had 6,913, and then on the small, we had 4,125. On the outflow side, we had 7,211 on the medium, and then on the small, we had 4,230. So we could see outflows beat out in every single category. Now, when we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see we have 0 for September the 21st, which is today. This is of no surprise. You could see overall in general, we did have low volume overall on the day. I talked about that inside of the technicals. We already know the markets have been fairly choppy, but one thing that we can clearly see, even though it was an outflow day, we still had retail buying up shares, and we also saw some demand on the medium-sized orders. And then on top of that, we can see as far as for the price action concerned, it was fairly consistent. So going into tomorrow, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing if we're going to be able to pass that $7.70 high that we saw on the day. So let's jump into the final thoughts, and I'll give you guys some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for OCGN going into tomorrow, I'm definitely going to keep my eyes close on it. And part of the reasons being is we have been seeing some consistent price action. We did end up testing $7.70 as far as for the high on the day before seeing some resistance and selling pressure. This is not bad due to the market conditions that we're currently in. And as far as support was concerned, we were able to get it at around $7.43. So you do want to see a continuation of that going into tomorrow. If we could preferably hold up that 750 level, I want to look forward to seeing a test again to 770, and I feel if we can get past that, we could easily get to 780. But of course, the buying volume needs to be there. If we continue to have low volume and we have some selling, then of course I'm going to be looking for support in those key areas that I talked about inside of the technical analysis. Also, when we went on Fintel, we already know shorts are heavily vested in this play. The short interest has gone up. So what this means, there is a lot of negative market sentiment, and we're not surprised about that due to the fact that this play is riding on that WHO approval. Let's be honest here. If we don't end up getting it, this stock will pull back a lot. And also on top of that, we're also waiting on Health Canada, and I'm pretty sure that Health Canada is keeping their eye on WHO's decision as well. And now what I want to talk about next is Bharat Biotech. They have finished their phase 2 and 3 trials for younger populations between 2 to 18 years old for Covaxin. So they need to submit that data, and I'm going to be continuing to keep an eye on that. Of course, it doesn't benefit us right now, but it does look good for Covaxin going forward. But again, we have to see all of that data be submitted and see what the decision is going to be on that. How is this going to impact Covaxin? Like I was saying before in previous videos in the past, if Covaxin can show and prove that it works well for these younger populations, it just increases the potential even further when it gets launched into Canada and the US and so on, and that's part of the reasons why I wanted to bring it up in this video. And do keep in mind, as far as the volatility that we're seeing in the markets, you're going to see a lot of low volume. You're going to also see a lot of volatility. So I want you to be able to handle that. Do your homework, do your due diligence, and also keep an eye on other plays that are in the same sector. I shared my watch list with you guys, and I highly suggest that you adopt a similar approach so you know exactly what is going on in biotech. And the reason being is a lot of times people will say, well, you know what, OCGN is pulling back, oh my gosh, it's selling off, people are panicking. That is definitely not the case. You need to look at other stocks and see how well they're performing. If they're not performing that well, then of course it's an industry issue. And then you have to take into consideration of the fact, how much are these stocks pulling back? Are they pulling back more than OCGN? Are they actually gaining in regards to more volume than OCGN? There's a lot of factors to take into consideration here before you just look at a single stock and say that it is completely over. And it's part of the reasons why I still remain bullish on this play, and I also made sure that I limit my risk. And as far as my portfolio is concerned, I don't have a lot of exposure either. And then on top of that, I can look forward to seeing, hey, if this approval ends up going through, you already know I'm going to be protecting my profits. I have to be honest, I have to be transparent with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.